In 1757, the French decided to try an assault on Fort William Henry. They started in March of 1757 with a late winter raid, but they were rebuffed, went back up north. But in August of 1757, they came down with the intent to take Fort William Henry. At that time, Fort William Henry, closer down to the beach area, held only about 400 soldiers, but the majority of the soldiers, the provincials, the British soldiers, and Monroe, who led this group, as well as families, were up here in an entrenched fort. We're standing right now on the remnants of that entrenched fort. If you see them in the background, these are the walls that the soldiers built in order to rebuff the French. Unfortunately, it didn't work. They did surrender to the French eventually after significant bombardment. The French burned Fort William Henry, and then the folks here in this entrenched camp were supposed to be given passage to Fort Edward. Unfortunately, there were some issues, and the famous, quote, massacre occurred just outside of this area, just outside of the park here on Fort George Road. But behind me, as I said, you can see the entrenchments from 1757. Later, when they were building Fort George, they did, besides the bastion, did lay out some of where the fort would go. And there's some question whether they actually used these entrenchments as part of what they thought would end up being Fort George.